Hey everyone, welcome back and welcome to another Sewing for Baby tutorial in our Sewing for Babies video series. I'm Lisa from Pink Holly Bush Designs, where we talk everything sewing and smocking. And today we are going to use the little honey pattern from Pink Holly Bush Designs, and we're going to make a baby day gown. Let me show you. There's the little baby day gown. Goes all the way up, and I'm going to show you in the tutorial how to add that little drawstring at the bottom and turn it into so you can close it up at night to keep the baby's feet nice and warm and snuggly. But before we dive in, I want to give a special shout out and thank you to Grace, who is at So Cool Mama on Instagram. She's the one who sent me a DM and asked me if I thought the little honey pattern would work as a knit day gown. And I got thinking about it, was like, oh, yeah, that'll work great. So let's dive into this tutorial. I'll show you how to turn it into a day gown and then also add that drawstring to the bottom. So here's my little honey day gown. Now I've used the little honey pattern. I've followed the directions exactly. The only change I made was I cut the skirt pieces longer. And in the links below, you will find a link to the blog post where there is a chart that lays out the dimensions to cut the skirts for each size. Otherwise, everything is exactly the same. So I've sewn everything, I've pressed up my hem, and I've marked my center front. On the front, this is the center front line, and then I've drawn another line on either side, a 1/2 inch from the center front. And I'm going to put a buttonhole for the drawstring on each side of center front on these lines. So the buttonholes will be a total of 1 inch from center front. On the wrong side, no, if you can see this, but I've fused a 2 inch by 1 inch piece of interfacing. I've centered that. So here's center front, and my interfacing is centered. And the edge of the interfacing is lining up with my pressed up edge. And I'm going to unfold it. So I'm only going through one layer, and I'm going to go to my machine and make a buttonhole here and a buttonhole here. You might want a little tearaway stabilizer under your buttonhole as you're stitching it. Since I was doing this on just one layer of fabric, even with the interfacing, my machine was struggling. So a little tearaway stabilizer might really help that. So I've gone ahead and made my 2 buttonholes, and I've cut them through. Now my buttonholes are about 3/4 of an inch, and the ribbon I'm going to put through is 3/8 of an inch. You really can use any size ribbon and make any size buttonhole that you like, as long as it fits within that 1.25 inch seam allowance. So now I'm going to go ahead and just hem my my hem in place as I normally would, and I'll be back in a minute. So here is my finished day gown with the ribbon all inserted through the buttonholes. I used about 1.12 yards of ribbon, partly because that's what I had, but it seems like it's working well. And so then you can just pull it up, tie the bow, and keep baby's feet nice and snugly in there. And there is our finished baby day gown. I hope you'll give this cute little day gown a try. Make sure to check out the rest of our Sewing for Baby video series. There's just lots of fun ideas to just create the perfect baby layette for your little one. Happy sewing!